From Colorado Public Radio, welcome to Terra Firma. Hello, friends. I'm CMarie Fuhrman. Come with me on this journey as we listen for insights from the natural world. This time to Mount Zirkle Wilderness, Colorado. All sound passes through the thin skin of this tent, and the first is the chitter of the squirrel. I lie still, my sleeping bag tucked under my chin and my stocking cap warm on my head. I stretch out my arm to pull our dog Cisco into my bag. He and my partner sigh in their sleep. It will be another hour before the sun reaches our tent, but through its open flaps, I watch as light spreads across the meadow. We are camped in the seam where dense lodgepole meets meadow grass. The only sound, aside from the squirrel chatter, comes from a slow, narrow stream running deep, only a few feet away. That creek wouldn't make a sound either, were it not for the old bridge that rotted and fell into it, making the gentlest of dams and a peaceful burble. I have lain awake all night straining to hear through the dark, just as a child might, asking at every unnameable sound, what was that? But save for the whistle of an unknown night bird and the chatter of what may have been a mink or weasel, I could name each sound the night spoke. Great horned owl and her ubiquitous hoo-hooing, and the gentle patter of light rain on the tent, light rain on all the forest around us. How uncomplicated the night had been, and yet I kept hoping, waiting for another sound. I wanted to hear the howl of wolves. I have tried to howl. A friend, a wolf advocate and expert, promises that if I get it right, wolves will howl back. But my voice in this night air would be awkward, my attempt unconvincing. I suppose I howl in a different way. On paper, with words. Sometimes my words speak truths that are hard for others to hear. A friend recently asked, "Are you ever afraid that what you write could bring harm to you or your family?" I answered her honestly, yes, I am. And I worry too that I might write something that will bring harm to other families. And so there are, in me, stories I cannot tell. Wild stories. Or if I do tell them, I might vary the location greatly. For what I love and want to protect often makes the very sound others may want to silence. Wolves often use silence as protection. I suppose, for them, remaining quiet is best for survival. But for humans, what happens when the fear of others hearing us, of our voice exposing our truths, causes us harm? What happens when we silence ourselves for protection? My friend tells me of a family pack in the Idaho wilderness that will yip and cry all night to each other. I plan to go there in the fall and rehearse my howling in the meantime. He tells me it just takes practice and a little courage, and others will join in. So I cup my hands around my mouth or place my pen between my fingers and trust that if I get it just right, I will hear the howls of others. If I keep trying, those whose fear has silenced them will find their courage too, will allow for their own wildness and others. There is safety in the number of others howling. Maybe you will try it too. I'll be here, listening, and ready to answer your wild call. This field recording was gathered by Jacob Job. I'm CMarie Fuhrman. Terra Firma is a production of Colorado Public Radio.